today the fire blade is going for its MOT, and I'm going to put it in the paper and sell it with a heavy heart, because I've always looked after it and thought I would keep it forever, be a keeper, because it's in good nick, it's good colours, and it's a good bike. So anyway, we just let me see, right, keys are in it. MOT's booked for 3, it's 22. Also, there are two other things I want to do. I want to get some 2000 grit wet and dry paper. I've got a bag of assorted wet and dry, but it only goes as far as 1200. And I've never been a believer in these really, really fine grades, but it's for polishing the plastic of the headlight on the BM. One of them is out, and I've polished it with 1200. And afterwards I've done a treasure cove on it, a pinball polish, and it's good, but it could be better. And I think 2000 grit would make the polishing process easier. Ooh, it's eager. I've not ridden this thing since 2011. Go on mate, get past. $21,715. 21,715. And more or less the last thing I did with this is put a new rear shock on it, and it feels very plush at the rear. Better do a brake test, hadn't I? And you know, these tyres haven't been checked. These things are so easy to ride, so smooth. You know what we're doing, 30 odd, 4th gear, smooth gearbox, 3rd gear. Let me just think which way I'm going now. Down Underwood Lane, so probably if I go down Flag Lane and past the Baths. Because that will avoid the ridiculous bottleneck at Bessemer Way, which is a new housing development which opens out onto an already annoyingly busy junction. That one planning decision on its own just proves the point that the council planners are absolute fuckwits and shouldn't be trusted with anything. But anyway, what do I know? This bike actually has a helicopter mirror, so one can forgot where my indicator switch was then. As I'm in my shorts and trainers, I can feel the heat from the engine on my shins. Nice in winter, but today it's about 25 degrees and I don't really need any extra engine heat on me. Yes, the helicopter mirror down there, one can see following helicopters. Should any Apache gunships decide to try to take me out, I will have at least 5 seconds notice of my impending demise. That's the idea anyway. haven't checked the brake light switches. What I've done since I brought this out of the my rented garage is given it a good wash and detailing, cleaned all the shitty old oil from the chain. I've just done that with a petrol and a paintbrush, and then fitted a new battery, and that's about it. Haven't needed to do anything else. The slight annoyance is that when I put it away in 2011, I put it away with a brand new battery on it, and I'd be surprised if I've done even a single mile on the battery, but it was toast. Despite the solar charging system on the rented garage, that's a bit of a nuisance because that cost 100 quid. And the idea being, of course, it saved the life of the bike batteries, but it hasn't. So smooth. Cash for clothes. What sort of business is that? The scrap business, I suppose. A real life Womble. The Wombles of Wimbledon Common, didn't they make use of litter? I think so. Quiet on the road, isn't it? This is the junction I was on about. There's a quarter of a mile of tailback traffic here. It's bloody ridiculous. Tell you what, this back brake is good. Underwood Lane. The back brake is good and it bites. I'm only just touching it. I bet I could lock the wheel. Not quite, actually. I could, but didn't want to. I mean, it didn't want to lock with quite a severe amount of pressure just then. Oh, speed bumps, lovely. It is a fantastic day. Oh, I think we went down to first then. That's quite rare for me in this bike. Could probably only do about 60 in first on this. Just looking just then, I'll let first go to 30 miles an hour, and I think I was at 4,000 RPM, and the red line on this thing is 11,000. Call it 12, so that'd be 90 in first, wouldn't it? But when I say call it 12, you wouldn't call it 12, would you? Because you'd so you wouldn't call it 90, perhaps 80. Now what gear is this? Right, I'm in second now. Third, I want to... some cars ahead. I was hoping to gun it a bit just down here, just to see what it's like compared with my new Ducati, which is an absolute weapon of a bike. Accelerate. He says, joking, I'm on a Fireblade for God's sake. But no, I tell you what, that Ducati is seriously quick. Hope you're not turning here with no indicator. No, you're not. Good lad. Fair enough. Yeah, well now, exhaust wants a polish, doesn't it? Nice and clean in there, isn't it? Look at that, nice new shock. That front wheel was clean, but it's been standing for a couple of days. I'll clean it again before any potential buyers come around. Okay.